just keep yourself muted and keep your mics off. I am live streaming to YouTube, so the recording will be available and emailed to you after the session. Okay, hopefully you're all as excited as I am. I'd love to know what country you're calling in from so I can guess what time it is for you. Right now, I'm in Vancouver, Canada, so it's 10 a.m. for me, but I believe it's evening for some of you. Okay, Ethiopia. I'm not sure what time zone that is, but I feel like maybe it's 6 or 7 p.m. there. Let me know if I'm right. India, 10:30 p.m. Thanks for being here so late. Oh, it's 2 p.m. Okay, awesome. Looks like it's afternoon, evening-ish. Thanks for being here. If you have to go to sleep at any time, don't worry. This meeting is being recorded and I will be emailing it out to everyone. Okay. Let me share my screen now because I have a little presentation and I'm so excited to share it with you. All right. So a little bit about us. We help you learn and get experience so you can get hired. Hopefully you are familiar with some of our courses, but if not, these are all the courses that we have. And I'll be showing you how we can make portfolio projects in all of these fields so that you can stand out in the job search. All right, first, some house rules before we start. Please be respectful, don't spam the chat, and keep your mics muted, just so people can hear me. And feel free to ask any questions in the chat at any time. I actually have a question right now. Does anybody have a portfolio website? Not a project, but a website with all of your projects. Put yes or no in the chat to let me know, because I'd love to hear where everyone's at, just so I can tailor this presentation for you. Okay, we have someone who does have a portfolio website, but it looks like most people don't. So thanks for sharing. All right. Okay, someone's saying yes, but not a great one. All right, perfect. Hopefully you can get some insights here today, but if you have any specific questions, just let me know. At the end of the session, if you are comfortable sharing your portfolio, I can also give you a review of it and tell you how to improve it. But I'll ask for it at the end of the session. All right, I also want to know what level you're at. So let me know if you're a complete beginner, if you've taken a few courses in tech already, or if you landed an internship and or you're working in tech. Okay, looks like someone's already working in tech. That's amazing. I expected a lot of beginners, but I think even professionals can make use of portfolios. Oh, master's in data science. Hope it goes well. That's amazing. Okay, looks like some people have taken a few courses and are beginners. Okay. Hopefully this workshop will help you because it kind of gives you a longer term view of what you need to stand out in the workplace nowadays. I would highly recommend watching one of my previous events from last week, which was how to get a job using content creation on LinkedIn. I'm going to link it in the chat now and you can watch it after, but that's another way that you can stand out. Awesome. So let me move on. A little bit about us. We want to reskill 1 billion people by 2030. And just by being here, you're helping us with our mission because we want to help you. That's part of our mission. And again, here are some of our courses. And we're going to be focusing on the portfolio aspect today. But you also get a certificate if you take our courses, and you get to join our Discord, which actually has a job search channel. And one of our students landed a job through that because the community and networking is another way that you can stand up. So we already had a workshop on like LinkedIn and what to post. And today we're doing a portfolio, but let me know if you want me to do a workshop on networking. All right, so I'm going to move on to my slides for the portfolio. Again, if you have any questions for me, feel free to put it in the chat at any time and I'll make sure to answer them. All right. Getting hired with portfolio projects. So this was what somebody said to me or when somebody starts at entry level after taking a course with us. Her name is Aziza. I think she took a VC course and I think she's in UX design now. She said somebody my portfolio was so good, like everybody I showed it to was impressed. And then this person was also another entry level student also said this. So I feel like a trend here where every entry level student who has a wonderful portfolio ended up showing it online to someone and then they loved it. So someone saw my work today and messaged me wanting to hire me. This was actually also Eric's story. He's a UX designer and he posted his work on Twitter. I'm gonna try and dig up the tweet for you guys, but he posted his work on Twitter and somebody messaged him wanting to hire him and he thought it was a scam because he's like, this is so weird to be randomly messaged, but it was so like it was real and then he got hired to work remotely for a US company. So, how did he do that? By sharing his portfolio project online. I can show you his portfolio actually. It's pretty good. Let me see. Okay, I'll show you his Twitter. Let me link it in the chat. He's amazing. Yeah, awesome. So, why start building a portfolio? First, portfolios allow you to just show your work instead of just talking about it. A lot of hiring managers actually say this because I've read a few stories of people where they had a wonderful portfolio and then people saw their portfolio and they're like, we want to hire you. And so they basically speed ran the interview process. They said that they had one quick interview where they didn't even ask a lot of questions and then they got hired. And then a few hiring managers were chiming in on that thread and they said, yeah, this is accurate because you showed that you can do the work already with your portfolio. So they didn't feel like they needed to interview you a lot or like assess a lot of your qualifications because they've already seen that you can do the projects that they want. So that's why it's so important to have a portfolio, especially one that's very relevant to your field. And I feel like maybe as a beginner, you kind of want to explore different fields, and then your portfolio will have a bunch of different projects. But if you're trying to get hired for like data analysis specifically, and your portfolio has like a UX design, people might be like, okay, doesn't feel as relevant. And so that's why I usually recommend for a portfolio and even for a resume, try and keep it specific to one field. And then if you're applying to multiple different fields, then have different resumes or portfolios. So I used to want to apply for UX design and marketing. So I had two separate resumes. And then for this current job at entry level, I sent them the marketing resume. Okay, so here's how to start. Entry level actually has a new product called MyFolio. And it's where you can create a beautiful portfolio website in like 3 clicks. And this is the website that I have. Um, but I actually deleted my MyFolio account because I wanted to show you guys how I make it from scratch. So I had to delete everything I made here. But this is the end result that we're trying to get. Let me know what you think of this portfolio website, if you think there's any improvements or if you like it, because we're going to teach you how to make the same thing today. Here's an example of a portfolio from another one of our students. These are the projects that she has done, and then she described everything that she did and showed a screenshot of her project. So if you're an entry-level student, or even if you're not an entry-level student and you're just here because you're interested in our courses, but you haven't bought a course yet, you can still use this. But you kind of need projects to put on the website first, and entry-level courses teach you how to do the project. But if you have your own project, then that's fine too. You can still use this. This is another one of our students who put his MyFolio portfolio link in his Instagram link in bio. And I thought that was really cool because not only does his entire Instagram show like the work that he has, but his portfolio also shows the work that he has done. And if you are an employee or employer looking to hire somebody, then you can click the link in his bio and just like see even more of what he's doing. All right, so I'm going to do a little demo of the sign up process. So let me reshare my screen. All right. Hopefully you can see that. So this is my folio. You can sign in with your entry-level account if you already have an account with us. But I'm going to do that since I am an existing student with entry level. And then if you're not an existing entry level student, you can still sign in and use this product. I'm gonna put my name as Jennifer entry level. And then let me check if that's available. Okay, it is. So I actually sent out a few emails to our students first because I wanted them to be able to reserve the URL that they want. So if I put Jennifer and then somebody else wants the URL Jennifer because their name's also Jennifer, then they can't do that because I already took it. So I wanted to grab my URL first, and then it looks like it's available. And it pulls all of this data from my entry-level account already, which I find super cool. Like I didn't have to fill in my name, email, my about section, although I should update this. I can write, I am a growth marketer. Um, and then I can like put my Twitter or anything else here. But the rest of the data I just pulled from my entry-level account. So like you can see my profile picture is already there. But you should upload your profile picture if you don't have an entry-level account and it doesn't have any of this. Alright, so I'm going to press submit. So I'm done filling out my profile. And then this is what it looks like right now. It's very simple, but I'm like, I've already taken some entry-level courses. Where are my projects? So I have to click import my projects. Okay, maybe it's not there yet, but if you have an entry-level account, you can usually click import your projects and it should work and it should be put here. But if you don't have the entry-level projects and you want to import your own projects, you can click on add new project. And at this point, you can update what you've been working on. So for example, I can put data analyst portfolio. And if you don't have anything, like any projects to put here, then it's okay because at entry level, we make you work on a project anyway. So if you're looking for guidance on projects, you can just go to entrylevel.net slash whatever course that you want. So let me link that in the chat right now. Yeah. So I took the data analysis course and then also the UX design course, I believe. So let me put UX design. UX. Okay. Wait, some people are messaging. All right. If you have questions at any time, let me know and I will try my best to answer them. But I also want to know, like, do you have a portfolio project right now? Let me know in the chat. Okay. I can't find my UX design portfolio, so I'm just gonna upload my data analyst portfolio. If I can find it. Okay, I cannot find it, so I'm just gonna upload a random file. Okay, looks like some people have portfolio projects already, so that's great. Okay, so I uploaded this random file that I found because I couldn't find the project in my computer, but this is gonna be the image that shows up on your website. So if you don't have a pretty image, like usually what you can do is screenshot a page from your portfolio or like make an image on Canva and then upload it. So like if you have an entry-level portfolio, you can just like screenshot the first page and put it in here. Somebody's asking, how do I insert computer hardware projects? You can like take a picture of the thing that you made and then upload it here as a cover image. And then usually it requires a project link, so maybe you can put a Google Drive link. So let me show you actually my UX design portfolio and my data analyst portfolio. So this is my data analyst portfolio. What I can do now is I can link this portfolio right here in the project link. And then that way, whenever people are visiting my portfolio, you can click that link and it will go here. Right now, we don't have a blogging feature, but what you can do if you want to make a blog is you can link it to an external website. So I think there's like some popular blogging websites, and then you can just put blog and then upload a picture of your logo or your blog site, and then put your blog as the project link. I think I'm gonna link my UX design portfolio actually here. And let me change this. And then I took the UX design course and the data analyst course with entry level. So again, if you took it with us, you should be able to import your projects. But if you didn't, you can manually import all your projects. So like what I'm doing right now, I'm manually adding it in where I'm like screenshotting what I've done. Actually, let me screenshot the UX design portfolio. I'm screenshotting what I've done and then I am um, putting it in here. Okay, I'm just gonna download this screenshot of the first page. So you can see how I didn't have to do extra work to create the cover image. I just screenshotted this first page, which is already in my project. Let me upload that now. Yeah. Okay. And then for the overview, you'll want to talk about like what you've done. Actually, even for this project title, you need to be descriptive because a lot of hiring managers, they just scan portfolios. You can't put like UX design portfolio because that doesn't really tell them too much. So I would put um, maybe something like UX research and design for marathon training app or something like that. So they can see the skills, but then also the product that I built. Even for the skills, you can put something like UX research and then UX design, wireframing, and then just like put a bunch of keywords here. Maybe put maximum like 4 or 5. Don't put too much, otherwise it's going to be too much. It's going to take up too much space. And then for the summary, I would put like entry level project and then like something here. Okay, so the website name is MyFolio. Oops. Oh no. Oh, my project. Okay, let me just copy paste this for you. This is free for you to use. And especially if you have an entry level account already, you can sign in with your entry level credentials and make something like this. I'm teaching you how to add a project right now. So to add a new project, let me just redo all my work. So UX research and design for marathon training app. And then for your about your overview section, just write like what you did. And then you can ask AI to generate any of this, by the way. Say, I'm making a portfolio, help me generate an overview that will impress hiring managers. And then for the skills, put down skills that you see in the job description so like we can get the keyword match. So for here, I'll put usability testing, user research, wireframing, and then prototyping. I would recommend maximum like 4 or 5 here because you don't want too much text. And then the project link is here. So I'm linking the Google slide or the Google Doc or wherever my project is, and it's very easy. So I'm gonna press save. Okay, hopefully it works. I'm not sure why it's not working today. I think my account, because I deleted it to make this, it worked the first time, but then I had to delete my account to do this again. Okay, so someone's saying, can I use my entry-level portfolio template for other projects? Yes, you can. Let me show you the examples again. So, oops. Yeah, so this person, I'm pretty sure this wasn't an entry-level project. I think he was an entry-level student, but this is not an entry-level project. So he was able to use this template for all of his other projects. And then you can see he put Photoshop under the skills. So if job descriptions are saying like you need to use Photoshop, then you put that here and then people can see that. So this is what it's supposed to look like. And then when you click on the link, it should go to whatever file, link or website your portfolio is. Okay, I think. Okay, let me tell him to update this, but I'm pretty sure this one was his entry level project, but you can see like this one was also his entry level project. And then you can see everything else, like this is not entry level, but he still included it there. And yes, this is being recorded. I will be emailing it to you after. And let me share the link with you again as well. It's called MyFolio. So you can practice after this call. Okay. Um, let's move on. The other stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Like you can share your portfolio like all these other students have done. Um, yeah, this is another student of ours. These were projects that they've done through entry level. And you can see it's just like screenshots of stuff that is already there. And then the other thing is if you're comfortable leaving your email, you can put like here, and then people can copy email so they can email you to inquire about like hiring you or like ask about your project. So, and then here you can see a lot of this stuff is very descriptive. So you want to fill out your description. Let me click edit profile. So you want to fill out your description here and then add your social media links here and be very descriptive about the project. And then your email is already there. So if you want people to contact you, it's right here for them to see. Same with LinkedIn. You can get them to message you on LinkedIn if you include your LinkedIn link in your portfolio. Okay, so that's basically it. And then if you want to see what your portfolio looks like, just click on this and it should show. Oh, there it is. Okay, so these were my projects with entry level. Here. Yeah, so then you can, if I was a recruiter, I can see all of this whenever I click on this, because then this is like what I submitted for entry level. Someone's asking, how do I view other people's project examples? You can't right now since this is a new project and MyFolio like just launched. We haven't even announced it publicly yet. We're just saying it for you guys now. So you can reserve the URL that you want. Because once the URL is taken, nobody else can take it. So if you want your name to be the URL, you should sign up right away. But in the future, we might build stuff for MyFolio. I think there's a way that you can request it. Let me pull it up for you so you can hear. If you want specific features for this, just go to that website and write down what you want. And then we'll use it to improve entry level and MyFolio. So that is MyFolio. If you don't want to share your project, you can put this and then click hide your portfolio. Like if you feel like it's not ready yet. Yeah, we're still working on it. This is the first time we've launched it. So if you have any feedback or if you notice something not working as it should, just let me know through this feature, the link that I just sent in the chat, or just email me at jennifer@entrylevel.net and we'll get it fixed. But in the meantime, let me go back to the presentation. If you have any questions about making a portfolio project, just let me know, by the way. Okay, so activity. I saw earlier that a few of you already have portfolios. So if you want your portfolio on entry levels, MyFolio, you can make an account right now. Let me link it in the chat. All right, MyFolio. Yeah. Okay, if it says the portfolio is currently being edited, that means you need to publish your portfolio. Okay, sorry, I'm just seeing in the chat right now. You need to go here and then make sure your portfolio is set to live. And then make sure you're sharing your portfolio. So like you have to publish it first. Okay. So if you're not done editing, maybe don't publish it yet. But if you have all your projects there, just click publish and then you can share it and it should work. And yes, you can put your Behance link as your portfolio, but instead of just being like, okay, see my Behance portfolio here, maybe you should put the individual projects. um, just so people can see what you're working on. And then if they're interested in a specific project, they can click on it. But the only thing is, I highly, highly recommend, oops, in the project title, don't just put like UX design project or like, you know, you have to put something descriptive. Someone's asking, should we use JavaScript in creating portfolio? Um, for this website specifically, you just do what I did, what I showed you just now. You don't really need to learn how to code because it's already a template available for you. But you can use JavaScript if you're coding your own portfolio. It's gonna take a lot more work. Someone's asking, is it possible to select template? Um, right now, this is the only template available. So if you want to be able to create new templates or select other different templates, go and request it as a feature on this website. Yeah, same with the adding hard code. If you want to be able to do that, request the feature because we just built this and we kept it very minimal just so we can launch it and get back immediately. So again, entry-level.featurebase.app is where you will want to request all of these new features, and then we can prioritize them and figure out what to build. Um, yeah, okay. Let me share again. So if you are struggling creating your own portfolio and you don't know what projects to make, you can go to entrylevel.net. Let me click this actually. So these are some of our available courses, and um, like the UX design one is the one that I took that I made a portfolio on. So this is my UX design portfolio that I made after the course. And how the course goes is, maybe I should show you a course demo as well. Okay, let me show you my course dashboard. So you can see these are the courses that I've taken. For UX design specifically, what I did was it guides you through the whole process. So it helped me write a user interview script, and then I submitted my script here. And then at the end, there's a portfolio submission, but that's basically just compiling all the work that you've already done. So I put my user interview script in my portfolio. So it walks you through module by module, and then at the end, you have the portfolio project, and then you can just automatically import that into your portfolio website. So again, here are all of the courses. So if you need additional support in making your portfolio, you can check out entry level. Let me put that in the chat as well. Someone's asking, can entry level have projects and courses with coding stuff in it? Do you mean like a course on coding? Because we do have Python here, if you're interested. I actually took the Python course, but I got too busy, so I didn't finish it. And this is what the missions are like. It's very beginner friendly. I had somebody, like an entry-level student, tell me, usually with other courses, they say it's beginner friendly, but it's not actually beginner friendly because they like make a Tableau account, but then they don't even tell you how. And they said that they liked entry level because we actually walked them through how to make a Tableau account. We're like, go to this website, put your email here, and then click this. And it's like very step by step. And a lot of people said that that's why they liked entry level because it's truly easy to understand and beginner friendly. Like, for example, it's not just the video, there's also like step by step written instructions, and you have to actually do stuff. Like, it's not just watching someone do something, you have to do the work yourself. So, usually, after every there's like mini projects here. You have to submit this project, and then at the end, it all gets compiled into a portfolio project just to show what you've learned, share what you've learned. Um, okay, so are the courses free? They are not, but let me quickly make a coupon code for you, so that you can take the courses if you want. So, um, I'll make it for you. Let me make it 20% off, which is like the biggest discount we've given. And it's going to be expiring at the end of this month. So May 31st. Let me send you the coupon code. It is portfolio event, all caps. So make sure to use it before May 31st because that's when it expires. So if you want to take a course, you can use that coupon code. It's for 20% off. Okay, someone's asking front-end design with and without using coding, like using Figma for designing and remaining coding stuff to publish to the web app. If you're looking to learn that, I would recommend the Webflow course, but I think it's on waitlist right now, so you can't even take it. It is this one. So this is how you can create on Figma and then import on Webflow. There's a plugin in Webflow. It's just this website builder thing. So I would recommend this one. You can sign up for the waitlist, and if we get enough people on the waitlist, then maybe we'll bring it back. But if you're looking for something like that, this is what I would recommend. Okay. Yeah, these are our courses. And now I want to know, does anybody have a portfolio website or portfolio project that they would like to share for everybody here? And I will give you feedback on it, and you can use it to improve, but then you can also, like, since this is being live streamed on YouTube, you can get more people to look at it. If you're confident to and you want my feedback, send it right now in the chat and let me know. Otherwise, that's basically all of the slides that I have. Also, if you have any questions about my folio, you can let me know now as well. So I do know that there were a few people who have portfolio websites already. So if you want me to give you feedback on it right now, just let me know and send it in the chat. Someone's asking on entry level. I don't know what that's referring to, but like if you have an entry level project, sure, I can look at it and give you feedback as well. So just send it in the chat right now and let me know. All right. Awesome. So someone's asking, does MyFolio have paid features? Not right now, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret. So we're actually thinking of doing subscriptions where MyFolio premium features are included. But not only that, you'll also get access to like a bunch of other stuff. So like more exclusive events with experts, like a community. There's like so much more that we're thinking of. So if you have feedback on that, let me know. But I see a few websites here that I'm now going to share and give feedback on. So there's two. There's a UX design one, it seems, and then there's another one here. Okay. Oh wow, okay, they're both UX design. That's perfect. So I'm gonna start going through them. First, for a UX design portfolio, I love all of the images here. They're very clean. This one though, I'm not too sure about because I'm not sure about the context, but I'm gonna look at some of the other ones that I'm interested in. So I'm gonna pretend I'm a hiring manager right now. So I'm like, okay, pitch deck is interesting, but I'm looking to hire for like a mobile designer. Waste management looks cool, and so does, okay, these two look like the same project. So I'm gonna click on the one that has the most views here. Okay. I love this one a lot more because, okay, hold on. Someone's asking for the link to this project. Yeah. Someone's asking for a link to this website where you can learn how to make a website with no coding. It is on the waitlist right now, so make sure to put your name on the waitlist so we can bring you back. Okay. Let me go back to this. So I like this because unlike the other one that I shared, unlike this one, I don't have any context on the project here, but for this one, I do. It's very clear what you're trying to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling because I'm curious. I like that I can immediately see everything here. So like I can see the tools that you used, I can see the skills and what you've learned, and I can see all the screens and they look beautiful. The other thing is don't put like the problem or the goal because people are scanning. Like if I'm a recruiter and I'm like just looking at this, I'm scanning everything really quick because I have a bunch of other portfolios to go through. So in your project headings, that's probably everything you're looking at as a recruiter. You're only reading the headings because they're the biggest thing. So I would try to optimize that and change it. So instead of maybe project overview, but like you know, incentivize plastic waste recycling or something like that. So then if the only thing people read is the heading, they can still understand what your project is about. And instead of the problem, just put like a summary of the problem here. So like, you know, people aren't aware about environmental consequences or like, you know, too much plastic waste or something like that. Because if I'm a recruiter and I'm just scrolling, or like if I'm a hiring manager and I'm scrolling and I read the problem and the goal, that doesn't really tell me anything. And I'm not always going to read the paragraph here. For the goal, you can put something like creating a sustainable ecosystem or like, you know, reducing plastic pollution, um, or something more descriptive. And then instead of like design process, I would put something like, um, you know, describing what you've done almost. So this feels very, I think a lot of beginners for UX design specifically, but it doesn't just have to be UX design. They stick with a very linear path, but people want to see a story. They want to see like what new insights that you've gained. So, you know, I want to hear more about your journey with this project. I want to hear about why you did certain things, what assumptions that you had that were disproven, and like what you learned. Um, so like with the persona, I would say even this doesn't tell me like why you did the persona or like how this persona helped you with the design. So like how did creating this persona and this and the design process help you make these wireframes? Like, was there a specific reason you designed it like this, that you had this persona in mind because you thought this would make it easier for her? I want to find out how you think, and I feel like that could be communicated a little better and take your portfolio to the next level. And then for onboarding screens, instead of just saying onboarding screens, I would say something like an insight maybe that you got from user research and be like, you know, we had to do onboarding like this because, and then you say an insight. Um, Brand and visual identity is really nice, but I also want to see like a slide on what you learned and a slide on impact metrics if you can. Let me show you a good portfolio that I loved. So this is UX. This is the founder of Design Buddies, which is a big design community. And this is her website. If you go to her projects, some of these are really good. So, oh, maybe she didn't update it yet. Um, so here you can see right away, she doesn't say the problem. She starts out by just saying it. So when you're scanning it, you see immediately. You can very easily see, you know, how she thinks, why she's doing this, um, you know, why she wants to use gamification. And then it's just, this is still kind of like a beginner portfolio, but I feel like it's a lot more, I get more insight into what she's thinking and how she operates um, as a designer. So I think there's probably better ones here, but hopefully you can get the idea. The main thing is to make more descriptive headings and um, to really make sure your thought process shines through. Hopefully that's helpful. The UI is beautiful, by the way. I love how you designed the slides, but um, it's just I want to see more of the thought process. Like you made this user persona, but why? Same as if you're a data analyst, so if you're trying to make a website, I want to see more of your thought process. So like you analyze this set of data. Why did you do that? Like what did it help you accomplish? So you need to make that very clear. Okay, let me move on to this other website. So first, I would say maybe change the background because it's hard to read this section here. And then I do like this, but I feel like this is like a UI thing. I feel like the spacing is too much, and it's very hard to read the text on this kind of background. Um, and then, oh, and I expected to just scroll. I didn't expect to have to click. So I think it would be better if you just scroll because every time you have to click something, that's like friction for the user. So hiring managers, imagine they have a bunch of tabs open of portfolios. They expect to scroll and then they can't. They assume that there's nothing. So then they would close the tab and move on to the next one. So you need to make it as easy as possible for them to see your work. So let me click on your projects. Okay, this is really cool. I like the screens here, but I wish there were like titles right away so that I can see something with more context. Because right now I'm like not sure what these are. Let me click on this because like you have to hover to see, which is like kind of extra work for the hiring manager. So let me just click and see. Okay. I would say the same type of advice. Like pretend I'm a hiring manager. Hiring managers are busy. I'm just scrolling through this and I'm seeing screens, but I wish the headings were bigger, where instead of just writing research findings, I would make the heading very big and scannable and say like, this is the insight that I got. And then this is how maybe something down here about how you use those insights to create your designs. Because a lot of beginners, they do the research and then in the project, they don't even say how the research helped them make decisions in the project. And that's how you can stand out as a beginner. Because every beginner, they're like, we did this, but we just followed the process. But it's like, why did you do this? How did you get this result? How does it relate back to everything that you did before? We want to know like how you think. So instead of just writing high fidelity designs, be like, you can replace it with like users wanted this. And then that way as a hiring manager, I can see, oh, you did the research and then you got this insight and then you implemented it. I want to see that process more. And like these have to be bigger because if you can see, like I'm scrolling past it really quickly as a hiring manager and then none of the text is popping up. So you need to see the headers pop out a little bit more. I really love the designs, but I feel like there's too much going on here. Again, if anybody has any feedback for this website as well, feel free to put it in the chat. But I wish it kind of focused on one screen and made it very big because when there's like a lot going on here, I'm not quite sure what to look at. So it all blends together. Maybe a screen where it just shows this and it's like, why did you design it this way? Or a screen that shows this and it's like, why did users say that they wanted this? Or like, what's some insight that you got that made this made you design it this way? I like that you wrote down what you learned, but this doesn't feel very specific. So let me go back to my UX portfolio. In my what I learned section, I was very specific about what I learned. So I wrote this part of the process helped me do this and learn this. And then this is what I learned during user research. This is what I learned. Like, you know, it's a lot more specific. And then you can see that I actually became a better designer after this project. So that's kind of the type of learnings I want to see. And I don't want to see like a big paragraph. I want to see like bullet points. So kind of like what you did over here. Like I really like this section, but like maybe try and keep it to 3 or 4. Yeah, because like it just makes it a lot easier to read. Hopefully that was helpful. Like I do love your projects. I can see you put a lot of work into it, and I love the branding here with the orange and the green, but maybe make sure that the contrast is okay and that you can easily read what it's saying, because I think white contrasts better than black right now. Hopefully that was helpful. I do see a few more portfolios. Ooh, I'm excited to see these. Oh wow, this is really cool. Finally, we have a data analyst portfolio. Um, I'm just gonna click on the first one. It seems like it's the most recent. So let's see what it's like. Okay, it's a video about this project. I wish the headings were bigger. I don't know if you can make them bigger, but imagine again, I'm like a hiring manager, I'm scanning this. I'm not really seeing anything pop out at me. So, for example, hmm, well, about this project, I would say, like just put um, monthly dashboards to see revenue trends or something like that. So that way, if people only read the heading, they still understand what you've done. So process, I think this is good. I wish this was like, it's kind of hard to read right now, but maybe that's just a me thing. Again, if anybody else here in the chat has feedback for this portfolio, you can put it in the chat. But I do like the process, but I wish it was a little easier to read. I like how you wrote down exactly what you were thinking, but it's like, why did you do this? What did calculating this lead, like what it seems like you did this for a real, maybe it's not a real business, maybe it's an example, but any way that you can show impact would be very helpful. So like doing this led to this increase, like we found this insight, we changed this about the business and it saved us this much money or it made us this much money. Um, Here in findings, I would just make it separate headers. So like I would put, um, you know, as a header, sales revenue and profit showed significant increase. And then under that header, I would write the description. And if there's impact based on that finding, I would put that there. And then instead of performance by region, I would put the heading as, Chicago region had most profit, revenue, and units sold. And then on the description, I'd write a little bit more. Same with this, like I just make it all separate headings because imagine you're a hiring manager, make the headings stuff that you want them to see for sure. Okay. Wow, we got a lot of portfolios shared, so I can't wait to go through all of them, but hopefully this one was helpful. I think even with your bio, you you should make it think from the lens of a hiring manager. What would make them want to hire you? What can you bring to their business? Like what unique insights that you can bring to them? Especially if you have unique industry experience that you think that they could make use of as well. Okay, let me go to the next one. Okay, next one is a Google Drive link. Okay, so this is your product management portfolio with entry level. I think this is the entry level template, which was not really great. But again, with the headings, I know this is a template and you just filled it in. But if I'm like scrolling through this and all I'm seeing is like, okay, you did this, but like, what was the insight that you got from it? So, why did you do the affinity map? What did you learn from it? Um, the formatting here is a little bit weird, so I would just clean it up a little, or you can even put all of this on a website if you want. But right now it's not clear what you learned from the project and how you know, like what are your key takeaways from this project that you can apply to the future projects that you get hired on. Like I have no context for these user stories. It seems like you just did them, which is good, but I want to know what they helped you decide and what they helped you do. I want to know the impact. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, for the conclusion, I would have liked to see a little bit about what you learned from the project. So maybe adding a slide. I know this is a template, but like adding an extra slide so you can go above and beyond by sharing a little bit about what you learned. Even this, you why were these what did you learn from this activity? Why did you make these decisions that these were the features that you wanted to build? Just like more of the thought process would be helpful because a lot of beginners portfolios, I think they follow a template or like they follow exactly what's provided to them in the process, but you need to further explain your process. Um, Maybe I should show my entry level portfolios. Actually, I'll just link this one to you and then you can follow it if you want. But that's specific for UX design. And I'll show my um data analyst portfolio as well. Okay, so this one was my data analyst one. I filled it out with a template, so I didn't even follow my own advice, but this was like 2 years ago, and I've learned so much since then. But I think you can see, okay, even here, the headings. If you're scanning this, I'm learning that free and paid users have similar ratings. So like there's still stuff that I'm retaining here because the result is right here in the heading. And then like this isn't a perfect portfolio. I did it in like one day. But you can kind of see more of my thought process. Like I did this, and then these were some of my findings. Um, my project was like tracking my personal data, and then I think I had a learnings section. Yeah, this is what I learned from my project, and then this is the conclusion. Um, so I can link this for you if you want as well. Let me put it in the chat. Okay. Let me go through the rest of these portfolios. I think I have some time. Oh yes, a marketing one. I love this. Um, First, maybe improve the bio a little bit about what makes you stand out. But I'm so excited to see this. For this one, I would lead with I love how you made this so quickly, by the way, during this meeting. So I would lead with increase, brought out actionable insights that increase customer retention and revenue. Like this is what you want hiring managers to see first. So I would put that at the very start. Let's see. Okay, marketing portfolio. Interesting. Wait, where did you get this image from? If it's not from here, that's interesting. I kind of expected to see the same image, but maybe it's like something easy to fix later. Okay, so this is interesting. I think maybe replace the about section to something like growth marketer who like scales business or something more descriptive. Um, Instead of company description, maybe be like Vero is something something, and then describe it. Like the headings just need to be more detailed. You can write 5C analysis and then what insight that you got from it. Same with here, like what's the main insight that you got from it? I would like to see more description. Like, because if I'm a hiring manager, I'm not gonna read all of this stuff. I just want to hear after you did this activity, what was the insight that you got? So I would like to see a paragraph under the heading summarizing your key takeaways. I think that could help you stand out. Because like as I'm scrolling, I'm obviously not reading all of this. Hiring managers aren't going to take the time to read a big paragraph. So if you can include a paragraph right here, summarizing your key learnings, that would be very helpful. I feel like the headings also need to be a lot bigger. And then here, even like this core problem, the heading should be like, you should be descriptive here. Like these should be headings. Like they should be very big for me to see. This looks okay. Um, hmm. Okay, I like the heading here. I think you just need to make it bigger. Um, and I want to see more impact. Like, I don't know if this should be better in the table, by the way. It's kind of hard to read. I want to see the impact of the work that you've done. So it looks like you conducted experiments because this is part of our growth marketing program and we kind of force you to do that. But I want to see the results. So I'm looking for it and it looks like there's no, like I wish there were like pictures or like make it more obvious to see the result because right now this is like a big paragraph and like I don't even know what I'm looking at. So like as a hiring manager, if I'm scrolling, I'm probably gonna skip reading this entire section. So you need to make it very clear. Maybe to go above and beyond, you can like have a picture of the before and the after. Even here, have the before and after. And if you ran the experiment, talk about like what the impact was and how you like increase revenue. And in conclusion, I think this doesn't really give me too much. I want to see what you learned and the impact that you have. So I think that's how you improve it. But like I can see you put a lot of work into it, and it's just you need to frame it in a way so that that work is obvious and that insight is obvious to people. But otherwise, like this is pretty good. And don't worry, this recording will be sent to you via email. Okay, so somebody sent me a file, so I have to download that one. Okay, I think this is going to be the last one that I do because that's all I have time for. Let me just save this file. You should put it online because I think some people don't want to download files from people. So you should put it on Google Drive or something and then have people click on it because as a hiring manager, I'm like scared of getting viruses, you know? All right, let me share this screen. Okay, perfect. So this is data analysis portfolio. I like it so far. I feel like this is something that a hiring manager would scan because if you think about how people read resumes and websites, they read in an F shape. They read the beginning part first. So I would always lead with the most important part. So, lead with what you think people will be most impressed by in like the first sentence up here, because that's what people read first. Like right now, I'm just scanning. I'm like, okay, recent graduate, educational journey, formal training, and that's all I'm reading as I'm scanning as a busy hiring manager. So anything hidden in the middle here is not going to be read. So you need to put the most important stuff at the front. Okay, moving on to table of contents. Okay. I feel like instead of project description, you can just put like a one sentence description here. Um, okay, interesting. Instead of finding one, I would just put what the finding is and then describe it here. And then what did this finding enable you to do? What was insightful about this finding? Same here. Like if I'm just like pretend I'm a hiring manager again and I'm just like scrolling through this and I'm reading finding one, finding two, and I'm seeing graphs, but I'm not actually understanding what you did in the project. So you need to really make the headings what the finding is. So if I'm scanning it, I'll still understand. Okay, so you have this other finding, but I want to know, like, this is just kind of describing the findings. I also want to know what that finding meant to you. Like what decisions did it help you with the business? Um, okay, like even this is like, okay, this could be the title, and then over here, the description, it can be like, this suggests that, most people are interested in this course, which means maybe we can increase marketing for this course so that more people know about it since it seems to be popular. Or you find something like, coding for entrepreneurs is the second most popular course, but like it's half of the other one. And you can start thinking critically about like why that is. And then you can write that down. Like maybe it's these reasons. This is what I'm thinking. So I just want to know your thought process here. I love the graphs, by the way. They look very pretty. Um, Here again, it's like you found these things, but I feel like they were already summarized here. So having a summary is great, but I want to know why and like what these findings enabled you to do. So it looks like you finally get to it here, but again, not everybody is going to scroll this far, right? Remember, hiring managers are busy, so they might not even get to this section. So I don't know. I feel like you just need to show your thought process a little bit more. Um, so here it says adding more paid web development courses. And it sounds like you say why, but then I want to know, like, what do you mean despite the higher costs? Um, what makes you want to have that trade-off? And then, boost marketing and advertising efforts. What would that enable you to do? I just need to have more because this feels too vague. I just wish I could see more of your thought process and insights and what you learned from what you've done. Um, okay, this seems like pretty much the same thing. I would have more of the same suggestions. Like this is the most common room, but what does that do for the business? Is that going to help them make more money or save time or save more money? Remember, it's not always about helping them make more money. Saving them time and saving them money works as well. So here it says customer segmentation, but like why? Can you like go back and reference the specific findings? Here it says like key partnerships, like what made you come up with these ideas? That's what I'm curious about. You need to use the data that you've already analyzed and use that to back up your ideas. So if you're presenting this to a business, they can be like, okay, I clearly see the rationale behind your thinking and I'm ready to implement this. Because if you just tell your boss, like, hey, we should do this, the boss is going to be like, okay, this feels like a waste of time and money. Why would we do this? So you really need to tie it back to your findings and make your case. Um, oh, I would have liked to see maybe a section on what you learned from this project. So maybe you learned a new data analysis skill, or like you learned something about how to make graphs, or you even learned about something new through your research. I would have liked to see a slide on that. But yeah, that is my feedback for this. And I think that's all we have time for today. So I'm going to stop sharing. Hopefully, those examples were helpful for you. If you want to make portfolio projects like that, I would highly recommend an entry-level course. I'm going to link the courses in the chat. And up until May 31st, you can use this coupon code portfolio event, all caps, for 20% off a course. So you can create your portfolio step by step. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for coming. I will be emailing the recording to all of you right after this. So thanks, everyone. Bye.